Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show the amazing, the wonderful, the Heartbreak Kid, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning. Now, let me get this website one more time. It's YouTube. I want to make sure I get this right. YouTube.com/ what is it again?
103 GBF Rocks.
Rocks and Sock Connection. 103 GB. I still want to mess up. I remember at the end of yesterday it got confusing.
Yeah, I'll wait.
YouTube.com/ 103 GBF Rocks. And that's where they'll find us next week.
Yeah, I mean, if you want people to continue watching us, we should maybe give them clearly what the web address is. Okay, I seem to be the only one, who wants to do that.
Rock and Sock Connect.
Hey, if you want to destroy what we've built, by all means, man, have at it. Have at it. It's cool.
You want to tear it apart? Brick by brick. My favorite part of yesterday's, because I watched it back, was the moment when you were like, "You're proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself?"
Well, I mean, I'm trying to maintain the momentum that we've got going into 2018, and you're trying to just rebuild brick by brick. And
I'm clowning around.
No, it's okay. I mean, listen, we'll just have no audience next week. Is that what you want?
Listen,
how about Tuesday's show we just do on the phone with me and you? We'll talk about Raw on our own cell phones.
This sounds like a production meeting for SmackDown. Maybe we're just going to not have anybody watch next week. That's what they should be saying in the back.
Well, it seems like we clearly had different takes from the show last night, because I thought last night's show was pretty good.
It was okay. I think that they overcorrected in one respect. I mean, they went from only having one angle for 2 hours to practically ignoring that angle altogether.
You're right.
The next week.
Overcorrecting it is a good word to describe it. So I want to start by saying, I mean, SmackDown wasn't a home run by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought it won the week. Do you agree with that?
I do not agree with that. I vehemently disagree with that. But I won't say that SmackDown was terrible. I liked the fact that they gave us a bunch of tournament matches, and I like that they didn't make us wait for the final.
Well, I agree with you, but here's my complaint about this. So,
I love the Braun Strowman stuff. Like, you're not going to convince me otherwise. That wins the week for me.
I'm not going to try to, but that doesn't make the show. There were 2 hours and 59 minutes of other stuff that happened on Raw too that to me wasn't worth writing home about. But okay, let me come back to that. My problem. Let me just start with something bad, and then I'll get into some of the good things about SmackDown. To me, this is another example of WWE's writing being unorganized. Now, I know sometimes you need to stay on your toes, but the plan was clearly Dolph wins the U.S. title, Dolph vacates in what I'm pretty sure is a storyline vacancy. I know there's been a lot of back and forth with him, but I do believe this is an angle. And that the tournament was going to culminate at the Royal Rumble. But obviously something happened where they either got their math wrong or they about faced, and now we're not having it finished at the Rumble. I believe there'll probably be a reason as to why, but that's. Well,
I mean, they still have another week of shows before we even get to the Rumble. I mean, they got their math wrong on this tournament.
Yeah, but something may have changed, and I guess my only thing is, I bet you there's going to be some sort of angle they want Roode in. I'm going to go ahead and predict with Dolph, but I haven't seen or read anything. It's just what my heart feels at the Rumble.
I guess. I kind of hope not. I mean, we did Dolph and Roode, and it didn't do either of them any real favors.
Right, but now, I mean, Dolph abandoning this title has to lead to something, right? He's
got to come back to it at some point. You would think so. Like, they can't be that bankrupt of ideas on Dolph Ziggler. I'm not huge on him. I'm not high on him, but I see his talent, and the dude knows how to work an angle, and he knows how to work a match, and he knows how to be on the mic, and he's got a good look. So I just can't quite figure out why he hasn't worked.
I'm trying to figure out, because I can't tell if you dislike Dolph or you're hot and cold on Dolph.
I'm hot and cold, leaning to almost always disliking Dolph.
Yeah.
I can only think of one particular time where I enjoyed Dolph Ziggler, and that was right when SmackDown did the brand split.
Didn't you liked his work with? Okay, so
his work with Dean Ambrose I thought was good.
Oh, see, I was going to say Miz.
I like the Miz too. Yeah. Okay. Two different times I enjoyed it.
That's 3 long playing angles since the brand split, which was what, a year and a half ago. That's 3 pretty long running angles that you were a big fan of. Just saying. I like Dolph. I think he's underutilized personally, but he's also, see, here's where I think Dolph is. Here's where the company thinks Dolph is. And here's where Dolph thinks Dolph is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I get that for sure. I see this as I saw this tournament from the very beginning as a way to get Bobby Roode the belt and help him get over a little more with that. I never thought anyone but him was going to win. Although Jinder Mahal winning wouldn't have surprised me too much.
Yeah, to me, I agree with you. At least when we got down to the final 4, I thought that the only logical choice became Bobby, and I'll explain why. I thought Mojo had an outside chance.
I hope they keep focusing on Mojo a little bit. I think he's promising.
Yeah, I think he's got potential too, but sometimes it's not enough for the writers. But see, this would have been the wrong way to give Mahal the U.S. title. This is a way to give it. It's a great opportunity for an unproven champion of the U.S. title. See, it would have been an elaborate step down for Mahal, and it's a grandiose step up for Bobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Jinder just dropped the world heavyweight title to very little fanfare, and now all of a sudden he's just going to be hoisting the U.S. title. I see exactly what you mean.
Yeah, to put all this time into essentially a demotion for one guy makes less sense than putting all this time and effort into making someone look strong. So,
and I see why you liked the whole show on SmackDown. But did any of those matches, any of the tournament matches, even leading up to last night, do anything for you? Like I thought they were all underwhelming at best. The one I enjoyed the most might have been Xavier Woods
and
last night.
And
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, that I love, especially the preamble. They did a good job making me care about the tournament last night. My other complaint was that since it's not culminating at the pay-per-view, which was obviously the idea from the word go, I would have preferred to have had a one-night tournament, King of the Ring style. But I'm a fan of tournaments. As long as they have graphics, I'm happy. And
I stopped being a big fan of tournaments. So when they stopped doing them all in one night, even King of the Ring, when they did that special a couple years ago, when Bad News Barrett won, they spread it out over a while.
Yeah, I don't remember. I forget how many you had to win that night, but it was at least 2.
I want you to fight 3 times to win it.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
In a night. It's what I want. Macho King style. 3 of them.
Bret Hart style.
Yes.
Owen Hart style.
Whatever. King Booker.
What else? I wanted to say another negative. If you don't mind.
Okay, and then I do at some point just remind me whenever it fits. I don't want to derail you, but rewatching Raw yesterday with my son, I picked up like a huge botchamania moment, like a huge wrestle crap moment that I don't think anyone else picked up.
Please.
So whenever we get there,
do yours.
In the very beginning, when Braun Strowman is being escorted out before the first commercial break, and they're like, you got to leave. The security guard kept calling him Brock. He's like, Brock, you got to go. You got to go, Brock. And I was like, wait, I backed it up. I was like, did he say Brock? He called Braun Strowman Brock twice.
Listen, if that makes botchamania, this podcast should make botchamania, because I don't even know what it is. I know the difference. My brain, when I start saying Braun, it wants to come out Brock.
You're not on the show. You're not on Raw.
That's a good point. I also think if we're going, I made this point yesterday. I didn't go back and check, but I'm pretty sure after they did the stupid toss, Michael Cole safe. What's that?
You're absolutely right. What you're about to say, because I watched for that after you said it, and they're like, "You're good, Cole. You're good. Good job, Cole. You're good."
Yeah, you could hear them congratulating each other for breaking a fall. I just thought that was ridiculous.
Whatever. Oh yeah.
My complaint from SmackDown. Do you want to take a guess as to what was really? It's kind of becoming. It's a modern trend in wrestling that really got hit home last night on SmackDown. Do you want to guess what it is, or do you want me to tell you?
I mean, was it all the bad women promos about like the Royal Rumble?
That's you're half right. You're half right. It is. I'm going to call them cell phone promos. Are annoying the crap out of me. SmackDown seems to be doing these a lot more than Raw is. And like, I kind of thought we got rid of this when Tout flopped or whatever. But now we're having guys cut these cell phone promos, which is okay once in a while if like a Twitter feud kind of is part of the angle. I get that, that's going to happen.
Miz did it well. Miz did it well one time,
right?
And now Baron Corbin does it every 5 minutes.
Well, hold on. Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, and every single SmackDown woman last night. Come on. Can we at least just use a good camera? Listen, back in the day when I started watching wrestling, so the first Royal Rumble I ever watched live was in 1995. And that's the one that had Pamela Anderson as a prize. And I remember on all the weeks leading up to the Royal Rumble, everyone would say why they were going to win, and they'd make some sort of flirty remark towards Pam Anderson, which I believe included the legendary line from the British Bulldog, "I'm going to win because I'm bizarre," or whatever. But at least they weren't using their home camcorders. They were using the real WWF cameras. I don't want to see them record a promo on their cell phones.
And to that extent, I'm kind of getting overloaded with all of the individual promos. Like they stacked 30 of them on top of one another. Yesterday, it was like a whole segment of just promos. And I want to be careful when I say this because I like that they've gotten back to the old WWE superstar style, like the match is starting or guys come back to the match and then they poop and the little box shows up in the corner and you get the wrestler you're watching, the superstar cut a promo. I don't mind that. I don't mind superstar promos, but I can't handle 30 of them in a row.
I mean, imagine if Jerry and I did the whole podcast like this, just holding the camera out with our hand.
I'm gonna do it like Baron Corbin does. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Naomi, and I'm gonna be in the Women's Royal Rumble this week because I'm bizarre. It's really annoying.
I'm Natalia. Look at me and Shinsuke making his O faces in the background.
I'm Sarah Logan. I don't know how to speak.
I'm just going to do the whole show like this.
So I didn't know if that got on anyone else's nerves, but it's like this post-millennial thing of like doing a promo on your cell phone. I am opposed to this.
Sarah Logan can't speak, can she?
It's a shame too. It's a shame.
She can't talk at all. And is Liv Morgan just doing an old Alexa Bliss gimmick?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. Oh, I found something interesting out. First of all, I believe WWE just hired Sarah Logan's boyfriend, which is interesting to me.
I hope he can't talk either.
And then, so remember, there were two nameless jobbers on Raw on Monday. Who'd they fight?
Sure.
Why can't I think of who they fought? Can you remember?
No, I can't.
Was it Titus Worldwide?
The Revival?
Yes, that's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
One of those guys, again, I don't believe they got names on the show, but one of those guys is Bayley's boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even know she was dating a wrestler.
See, Bayley's boyfriend. He looks like a jobber.
Yeah, well, he was.
Aaron Solo. But I wonder what he went by.
He didn't have, I don't think they had names on Monday. I don't think they even said, the Revival just did away with, I was listening for it.
Holy smokes. I mean, he's a little taller, but she's more muscular than he is.
He's a ham and egger.
He's a ham and egger. And I hate to break it to that guy, But when my daughter asked Bailey who her favorite person to hug is, oh, it's Finn Balor. And his absence, she didn't even hesitate. So she'll be leaving you to get a little demon, if you know what I mean.
She might get more than a little demon.
She'll get all of the demon.
She'll get the Demon King. Well, either way, I'm trying to think.
Talk about crowning.
Boy, yeah. You know what else is really annoying me? And I kind of mentioned this last week.
What?
Okay, so I'm annoyed that they moved the Fashion Police to the website.
Yeah, there's no room for them anymore. We've got to make room for Shane McMahon.
No, but here's the thing. They're showing you like a portion of the video and directing you to the website long enough that you could have just shown us the video.
Yeah.
It's annoying me. Stop being annoying.
I'm annoying us. and like, do you feel like someone said to Road Dogg, you're not allowed to use Shane McMahon for a whole week. You've been suspended.
No, I think what happened was they had to make a sudden change to the U.S. title tournament. So that became the focus. They needed to have the belt on Bobby Roode last night.
I think that's why you liked SmackDown more than you actually did. Why you think you did.
I'm not saying it was a great episode.
It was more refreshing because we weren't getting the same old. I mean, I was just expecting to get the same four dudes hammered down our throat the whole time.
Yeah.
And one of them is my favorite wrestler on the SmackDown roster. And I still am getting tired of the angle.
Yeah,
In fact, Kevin Owens has been disappointing me for a while now. His whole thing with AJ Styles was lackluster. I didn't love the stuff with Shane McMahon other than him headbutting Vince. And now this whole thing, like, it's just not working.
That Vince headbutt, even though it did not win a postie, was one of the most memorable moments of 2017.
It was great. It was great.
That was special.
I guess he went on Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens did, and said he was legitimately taken aback. Right before that, he said, because Vince was just talking so much crap off mic. He was like, the swear words he was using in the ring. He was like, I was just really shocked.
This is Kevin Owens saying this?
Kevin Owens said it. He said he was shocked. But he said when the owner of your company wants to take a headbutt, you give it to him.
Yeah.
And he wanted it. And he wanted it as hard as you can do it.
I was listening to Vince Russo make a really valid point about how that was really irresponsible of Vince because of all the concussion stuff and how everyone else isn't allowed to bleed. He thought he set a really poor example with the way he handled that.
Well, I think that can be seen that way, but I also see it from the Vince never asks anybody to do anything Vince won't do.
Yeah, but now Vince is doing things that the other guys aren't allowed to do.
Like bleed.
Yeah.
Bleed.
You know,
but he bled the hard way. He bled the hard way.
No, he didn't. He bladed before and covered up with new skin.
Oh, okay.
It's like
you had said that. I watched that a few times, and I look for the new skin. I can't see it.
That's what it's supposed to do.
So good. Yeah, I mean, this makeup is so good. Imagine if they had tried to do that in the 80s. It would have looked like he had a bandage on his head.
He would have come out like Goldberg that one time when he cut a promo with the blood trickling down his forehead.
That's what I wanted to say, by the way. How likely is Goldberg to be bleeding by accident when he accepts his Hall of Fame induction the night before WrestleMania?
Dude, next week, how is SmackDown supposed to compete with Raw?
I don't know if they're going to. And I bet we see some people from SmackDown on Raw. Wouldn't you have to assume that, like, Randy Orton's got to be part of the Raw 25? And
there are so many names being named that have already been announced that I'm wondering when we're going to have time to wrestle. I almost think we have too many names.
They're rattling them, a lot of them off. I'm excited to see. I think it's funny. Did you see that WWE.com asked people? They put a list of everyone that's coming and who everyone's most excited for.
I voted.
I voted twice from two different computers. Stone Cold's number 2 with 24% last time I looked, and good old Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love, is number 1.
He's got like almost 50% of the vote.
You think WWE knows, like, okay, he's going to get a huge pop. So they're going to do more with Brother Love than they would have maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, that's probably fair to say. Yeah.
Like, they have to realize at this point, okay, Brother Love is as over as anybody else we're bringing back, including Stone Cold.
The current Rocker episode, I'm almost done it, is really good. I
haven't started it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And congratulations to Conrad Thompson. A lot got explained yesterday when we realized he's now engaged to Ric Flair's daughter, not Charlotte.
Yeah, Megan. Yeah, I saw that. I was real happy for him.
I've been wondering forever how this guy got such inside access to wrestling.
It answered all the questions yesterday. I almost feel like, well, I'll shoot you something off the air. I don't want to get into this right now.
Gotcha.
But let me I don't know. I feel like SmackDown needs to do something special next week. How do you come off of Raw and then 22 hours later have a normal SmackDown?
Well, some would say Raw dealt with that when SmackDown had their 800, right?
I think it was 900.
900, but Raw didn't have to worry about it the next night. It wasn't like you were going.
It's also
after.
There's a 6-day wait period. Exactly. I
feel like we're going to get the Undertaker coming back and saying, WrestleMania won't define me. I'm back.
Another one of my favorite moments. I believe that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm back.
You just swallowed the hook, line, and sinker.
I did. I won't this time.
Of course you shouldn't.
You won't fool me again, Undertaker. I'm back. Rob, he literally said, I'm back. How are you supposed to take that? I don't know how you didn't believe him. And then he didn't come back for 3 months.
My camera's all foggy ever since I did the SmackDown promo. It feels like
what you get for making fun of Baron Corbin's camera angles.
And what else I love about it is before every single name, they just in big block letters, they would just say what the person's name was who's about to talk. It's like WWE Snapchat. It's just really weird.
It's what it is. Hey, do you like the double turn they're pulling with the Usos and Gable and Benjamin? You think that's a double turn happening, or what's going on?
Never thought about it. It hasn't played out totally, but they've got a 2 out of 3 falls match on the Rumble, right?
Yeah, I like Gable a lot.
I do too, and I like Benjamin, and the Usos have won me over here recently. So I would maybe go as far as say that's the match I'm most excited for on Sunday. Besides maybe the men's Rumble.
I'm trying to think. There are matches. Well, I'm excited to see Braun Strowman, but that triple threat match doesn't excite me because it's Brock Lesnar's going to just go over.
Do you want to know how unexciting a Royal Rumble announcement is at this point? Let me tell you. Here, I'll do it in one sentence to prove to you how unexciting a Royal Rumble announcement is. Announcing you're going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
At the Royal Rumble, 60 people will be in a Royal Rumble. 60 people can make an announcement that I'm going to be in a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
60.
Most of the men and all plus we are signing people drastically, like as quickly as we can to fill it women. Like they don't have enough women to do this.
Plus they just lost Paige.
And they lost Paige. Too many shots to the head.
Which by the way, see what you did there. So they're looking at her for like some sort of behind the scenes ambassador role with the company, which I think is a bad move for them. I feel like behind the scenes is where she's least valuable. She sets bad examples. She makes big mistakes. I don't know that she's the one that we want. I thought her best work was in the ring. Personally,
I think some of her best work was done backstage. I saw the video.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling you, if anything, she's great at keeping morale up.
Well,
I think she brings a lot of value backstage. Ask Xavier Woods. Ask some dude that I didn't see his face.
Brad Maddox.
Ask Brad Maddox. Ask Alberto Del Rio.
Even though we're making jokes about it, I just say that. I mean, behind the scenes, she was a mess. No matter what time you want to look at, she's always been a mess. And I don't think that I think it's just time to. I know.
I have another joke.
Do it. Go ahead.
The NXT Women's Championship was a mess too.
Well, all right. Touché, Valeri. I should have known I wouldn't have been able to get that point out. So I'll just leave what I said with what I said.
The point is absolutely taken, but it's impossible. I'm not on WWE payroll. How am I supposed to sit here and listen to you say Paige stuff and talk about her doing stuff backstage and being a mess and not make jokes? She made like the most graphic accidental sex tape I've ever seen in my life.
Accidental.
Well, it was accidental because she wasn't paid by a porn company. I mean, China made some pretty crazy.
It was a 3-camera shoot. It was more professional than a lot of the real porn companies.
She had more cameras involved in these women's Royal Rumble announcements.
Exactly right. I had an idea for
but your point is taken. But your point is taken. I get it. She's not a good role model. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, these are spots reserved for, like, you know, the Ricky Steamboats and the Sergeant Slaughters and the guys who, you know, had a long, prosperous career and set good examples, you know, and I don't think that she fits, to be fair. But
yeah, well, I heard Arn Anderson was a real slut backstage.
You should have seen what Arn did to the tag team titles in WCW back in 1987.
Oh, yeah.
I had an idea for a topic tomorrow if you were interested. Oh, and I still had a point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
All right, here's my topic pitch. First.
We're off track.
What?
We're off track.
Happy birthday, Jake the Snake. We've got the Raw 25th anniversary happening on Monday.
Yes, sir.
And I know next week we won't be able to talk about it as much because we've got the predictions episode. What if we spend tomorrow talking about just some of our favorite moments of 25 years of Raw?
Oh, that would be amazing. And some of them happened right in front of us. I mean, and not just because we were there, Rob, but you and I have been to some pretty monumental Raws.
I think so.
We were at the first draft.
I wasn't. You were.
We were. Oh, I was. We were at the Batista WrestleMania decision with Triple H and had lunch with him beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge.
I was there for the Enzo Cass split.
You were there for the Enzo Cass split.
But
that was a huge moment.
Just some of our favorite, just an off the cuff conversation about some of our favorite moments in all of Raw.
That'll be fun and easy to do.
And then I had one more point. I teased this yesterday. I wanted to tell you about something I saw on Straight to the Source.
Yes.
So, and I didn't need Straight to the Source to tell me this, but they had a conversation with Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. And we haven't really talked about this at all. But Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss made history when they wrestled.
You gotta leave, Brock. You gotta get out of the building, Brock.
They made history when they wrestled in Abu Dhabi on the Indian tour.
They did?
They had the first women's match ever held in that country.
Oh.
You're not aware of this?
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew they had the match. I didn't realize it was the first ever. I guess it makes sense, but I didn't realize it.
And the audience is chanting, "This is hope," and everyone thinks it's a huge deal, and it's a big step forward for women, which I suppose I can get that argument. But here was the other thing. They had special outfits made because women are not allowed to reveal skin in that country. So they weren't allowed to wrestle wearing their normal outfits, their normal attire.
Did they have to wear masks and stuff?
No, but only their face was revealed. Everything else had to be covered. They had bodysuits made.
Wow.
So I feel like, I guess if you didn't know this part of the story, you didn't really have time to give it a thought. I just feel like they almost still shouldn't have, like, trying to think about how the right way to word this is. But I feel like wrestling under those circumstances is still not progress enough.
No, but it's enough progress to get your foot in the door, take a step. I mean, that'd be like telling African-American baseball players that you still have a different locker room than the white players, so you shouldn't be on the team at all. When in reality, them just taking the field was a big enough step at the time, and then we'll get there eventually. Sometimes with with civil rights and with gender and race equality, dude, it's baby steps more than anything. No, anytime you try to take too many leaps too fast, you get whiplash and revolutions, and it gets super ugly. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it. Doesn't it just blow your mind that there's places on Earth right now where women can't reveal their skin?
Yes, I have a huge problem with that, and so I guess I don't want it to sound like I'm like, oh, it's good enough. We're good. It's like saying Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, everybody. Racism's over.
Right.
It's not true. It's not enough. But at this point, like, any step forward is still a good thing, I think.
You're right. I think we're both right. I think that you're right saying it's a big step forward and it's a good thing, and I'm right saying it's just it should be more steps forward.
Yeah, it's not enough. You're absolutely right saying it's not enough. And it isn't.
You want to tell people where they can find us next week?
YouTube.com/103 G as in Gold Dust, B as in Booker T, F as in Fred Flintstone, Finn Balor.
You're still just making it so over the top complicated.
No, I'm not. YouTube.com/103 GBF Rocks.
Duh.
Look at
that.
Do it. Rocks is in Rock and Saw Connection.
No, because that's just one rock. It's rocks. It's multiple rocks.
Rocks and Socks Connection. I made it harder again. I'm not good at this. I'll let you do it.
Tomorrow we'll have a theme episode, a topic episode. We'll talk about Raw. That's still going to be on Kiss's channel. Starting next week, you can pick up post to post on GBF's, our sister rock station's YouTube channel and website. The address to subscribe is youtube.com/103 GBF Rocks.
I should have said F as in Fit Finley. What am I doing?
They don't give the address like G for Gold Dust, B for Bam Bam Gordy, G, F for Fred Flint. That's not how you speak. You do with some letters. Like when I spell my name over the phone, I'm like Valeri, V as in Victor, A-L-E-R-I. Yeah, but that's not part of a web address.
Oh, okay.
Like people are going to be putting in youtube.com/G for Gold Dust, and it's just going to get confusing. Next week, we'll be at youtube.com/103 GBF Rocks. Please catch us there. Happy birthday, Jake Roberts.